I understand what you're saying. I think you're misinterpreting the governor's order. Here lies your next problem, okay?
Wait, the problem is that there's going to be a case that's really hard against Salem County for holding my phone as evidence of a petty misdemeanor. Do I deserve due process?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know what due process is? I'm sure you do. You're in the prosecutor's office, right? You know what due process is, right?
If I was you, I wouldn't anticipate getting your phone back until at least June.
Until at least my court date? How do you expect me to be prepared for my court date without the evidence that is on my phone?
The attorney should be answering these questions. I should be getting your attorney fee.
Attorney General is not available. Record your message after the tone. When you've finished. Governor's office, our switchboard and message center is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on weekends and all state holidays. For our mailing address, press 7. And for all other concerns, please press 8. Thank you again for calling the New Jersey Governor's Office.
Thank you for calling the Governor's Office. We're experiencing high volumes of calls. Your patience is appreciated, and your call is very important to us. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, and be safe.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Wow, really?
Attorney General's office, can I help you?
Oh, great. How are you doing? My name's Brian. I'm calling because the state police have been holding my phone for about 3 weeks now. And it's like my only reliable source of communication. It's pretty much my lifeblood. Yesterday, I saw that Governor Phil Murphy effected Executive Order number 126, which pretty much demands that they give it back. And they won't do it, and I don't know how to go about it because now they're going against the governor's order.
What I would do is I would file a complaint with OPS. That's who would look at your complaint.
OPS.
The Office of Professional Standards. If you look online, it's part of state police, but it's their internal affairs department. So if you go online, if you go to state police, New Jersey State Police, New Jersey State, I'll do it with you, police, so I can. And then there is
New Jersey State Police Office of Professional Standards. Is that the one on 810 Bear Tavern Road in West Trenton?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
you should have a complaint complement form in it.
Well, no, I need I'm looking for more of like a speedy, swift return of my telecommunications during this public health crisis.
We would not be able to assist you with that. If you feel that you have, if they're doing something wrong, that's what goes to internal affairs. And if you look, this is where it is. If you look up public information on that, it go to complement and complaints, and they'll have a complaint form, filing a complaint, and then you can fill it out. And
well, they have a phone number here. I'm just going to give them a quick shout, see if they're still open.
Yes. And if they're not, they have a RACAL line, which is a line that records your complaint, and then based on that recording, they'll open the complaint, and you'll receive a letter acknowledging that.
Okay, all right. So if they don't do anything to follow the governor's order, the Office of Professional Standards, they would be the ones that are aiding and abetting the police in holding my phone?
The Office of Professional OPS, they would look into your complaint.
Yeah, and if they didn't follow the governor's executive order and were held liable under NJ statute A9-49 and A9-50, they would be aiding and abetting at 9-50, right? For the 9-49.
If they think that there's illegality in an aspect that a member of state police did, they would refer it to the Division of Criminal Justice for criminal review.
Okay, great. I would very much like to see the state police behind bars for what they've done.
Okay. Well, good luck, sir.
Thank you very much. See ya.
New Jersey State Police Professional Standards, you're on a recorded line. This is Lieutenant Garland. How can I help you?
How you doing, Garland? I'm calling because the state police and Troop A have been holding my cell phone for about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks, and it's really like my only reliable source of communication.
Okay.
Yesterday, I saw that the governor, Phil Murphy, he effected Executive Order 126, which states that no municipality, county, or any other agency or political subdivision of the state shall enact and enforce any rule, regulation, ordinance, or resolution which will or might in any way interfere or impede the achievement of the executive order. And that is the importance of communication during this time of public health emergency. I was wondering how I would go about getting a speedy, swift return of my telecommunications.
Now, what station were you involved with?
This was Troop A in Woodstown, down in South Jersey.
Why do they have your cell phone, sir?
I've spoken to them. My lawyer was hung up on by them. They took my cell phone for a petty misdemeanor.
Okay. And when were you arrested, sir?
Saturday, March 21st.
Okay, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was there a specific trooper that you were involved with, sir?
The one who's on the paperwork, it says Mistretta, but he wasn't even involved with the arrest. I guess he was just at the office and did the paperwork.
Okay. So you don't know specifically which trooper arrested you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, did you receive some sort of report or summons or anything like that?
Yeah, I received a summons.
Okay. What's it?
Case number? Yeah, gotcha. Case number is...
Okay. And what, you said you were arrested on what day?
I was arrested on March 21st.
At what time, roughly?
Roughly about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
And where was this, where was the location of your arrest, sir?
I believe it was Route 45, Salem Woodstown Road it's called. And that was in Woodstown. What do they call it? Mannington Township, actually, on the arrest report.
I'll look you up to see, to get all the specifics. Okay. So your complaint is that your specific complaint is you're just trying to get your cell phone back.
There was no reason to take my cell phone. I don't know what the process would have been to try to keep it as evidence without this pandemic going on. I don't know what the ballpark figure is for time of how long it takes for a judge to determine whether it's deemed warrant worthy. But they seem to like just be inconveniencing me, and I haven't been able to go, and I don't know all my contacts in my head, and there was no reason. They stole 3 phones and a camera and a GoPro from me and an individual that was with me, and pretty much all of our communications. What's that?
You said they confiscated or they stole?
One would call it confiscated, and the other person can call it stealing. You know, like there's different. But yeah, so they stole my phone during a global pandemic, and they've been refusing to return it. They've hung up on a lawyer of ours once already. They've refused to hand over the property, but now yesterday the governor is in our corner, and we just want the speedy return of at least our telecommunications.
Okay. All right. So you said the best number to contact you is 856.
Right. Like we already have an attorney. I just want to figure this out before we have to have the attorney do it, and that adds to the attorney bills. If we have to, we will. But like, we would like to have our property returned as to Executive Order 126 that went into effect yesterday on April 13th.
Okay.
And today's the 14th, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Alrighty, sir. We are going to review this incident, and then you will hear back from us.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
All right, sir.
See ya.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, he didn't seem so happy after he heard me say the word stolen. I didn't even realize I said it.
You have reached the Salem County offices. Regular business hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you know your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. Otherwise, please stay on the line for operator assistance. Prosecutor's office, how can I help you?
Yes, is Matthew Clark in today?
Let me see. I am not sure. Our staff, we're kind of running at a shorter staff.
I understand, yeah.
Let me see. May I ask who's speaking?
Yeah, my name's If Matthew Clark isn't in, somebody else will do if there's somebody around that could answer questions for me.
Okay, and are you an investigator or?
No, well, yeah, I am, but no, in this instance, I'm talking about a case that I'm involved with.
Okay, and are you just a civilian or?
Yeah, I'm just a regular guy, you know. I like to watch
Okay,
Netflix and stuff.
All right, hold on 1 minute.
Yep.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
None of our investigators are actually available in the unit right now, but I can get a good phone number and send Investigator Clark a message, and he can give you a call back.
So there's nobody that can answer questions for me at the moment?
Not at this very moment.
Oh, how convenient. Alright, yeah. You guys can give me a call back. I'm not sure if I'll be able to answer. How promptly do you think they could be able to call me?
I'm not 100% sure right now with everything that's going on.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things going on my end that are very important right now.
I will definitely send him an email and make sure he gets it high priority.
Alright, can you write a note down?
Yep, and what's the phone number?
Yeah, phone number is 856, and the note is, I want to know if there's still an investigation going on in my case, and I want to know about the return of my property. Write this down. On Monday the 13th, the governor effected Executive Order 126, which is about the importance of our telecommunications, and it dates all the way back from anything for March 16 and forward, and my arrest was on the 21st.
Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, I will send him an email with all that information, and he should give you a call back.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Hello, office.
Yes, I was calling to talk to Mr. Whitcraft.
He is not available here. Can I take a message?
Do you know when a available time for him would be?
I would have to get the message to him. He will probably not be in the office.
Because of everything that's going on with the...
Yes. What can I help you with, sir?
Well, he's in charge of a case that I have, and I have questions for him about it, whether...
Are you a lawyer or a defendant or a what?
I'm a defendant, and I want to figure out... I want to figure out... Hold on. Let me finish. You asked me a question. I was trying to finish. I'm a defendant, and I want to figure out whether or not a warrant has been signed off on a piece of property of mine that is being held as evidence by the state police department.
Well, you'll have to call the court. The judge will not answer that question, okay?
The judge will not answer that? Well, so I have to call...
He doesn't take personal calls from people about the status of their case. Go to the municipality or the county where this happened and reach out to either the court or the police or the prosecutor.
Okay, so what, I've tried to do that, but they're closed down because of the whole pandemic that's going on right here. So,
I can't help anything. I don't work on his judge stuff. This is a private office.
Okay, so you're telling me that he doesn't answer questions because he's like sovereign or something?
He doesn't answer questions from defendants or litigants when he's not on the bench in open court.
So he doesn't answer to anybody.
I didn't say that. Look, I have to go, sir, okay? Thanks.
First off, I would like to say thank you for the prompt response. Man, I wasn't expecting it to be that quick. I
problem.
had questions about my case. I'm sure you're familiar. I called you before.
Yeah, we've talked.
Yeah, it was a little early on then. Now I'm trying to find out if my property was sent to the prosecutor's office yet.
Okay, so I looked this morning, actually after I got the message that you called.
Okay.
Because I assumed that's what you were going to call about.
Yeah.
We still do not have any of the property that was seized from you.
All right. So I have a question. What would be like? Say this whole pandemic and whatnot wasn't happening. What would be like the average time frame that it would take for the state police in Pilesgrove to deliver the evidence to you at the Salem County Prosecutor's Office?
Assuming that it was supposed to come to us and not because the state police have their own evidence vault, that they would keep some of their own evidence in.
Evidence vault, but there's a process, and you know about this. It has to be determined by a judge whether or not a warrant could be written up to retain that evidence or as evidence or not, and then there would be a conclusion to that. But right now I'm in limbo right now, and on Monday, look, Matthew, you've been awesome. Like every time I talk to you, you're very communicative and very cordial, and I appreciate like your patience.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Governor Phil Murphy on Monday effected an order called Executive Order 126, which was ordering anything from March 16th forward that had to do with telecommunications to be released, and he also ordered like private companies to reconnect people's phones as well in that order. And the achievement of that order is to keep communications during this public health crisis. And I was wondering, like I called OLEPS yesterday. They never got back to me. You're familiar with that, right? The Office of Professional Standards?
Yes.
They never got back to me. I didn't feel like they took me seriously. I have the governor in my corner, and when my phone was taken from me by the New Jersey State Police, there were 600 cases of COVID virus in New Jersey, and now there's over 70,000 cases. And that's in the 3-week span I haven't had my phone. I haven't been able to keep in touch with anybody. It's heartbreaking. And now that I see that the governor's in my corner as of Monday, effective immediately on Monday when he said it, for Executive Order 126, I'm just wondering, where's the swift process at? When does the phone who does the phone get turned over to if I have to go to Mid-Salem County Court?
So I honestly don't know what's going on.
Well, that's why I'm asking you guys. I mean, I can't. Every time I call the police, they hang up on me. They're like, it's like a boys' club over there. They just hang up on me. Ah ha 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 ha. Like, and that's what they do. They just hang up on me. They hung up on my lawyer already once. They finally responded to him and gave him a hold on me. Call her back. They finally responded to me and gave us a property receipt, which they rejected when we were there, which wasn't right, and to my lawyer. But like, we need our communications back immediately. I don't know how to go about this. I try to call everybody. I mean, OLEPS won't help. I don't know where to go. The state attorney.
I understand what you're saying. I think you're misinterpreting the governor's order. I believe the governor's order for telecommunications is about companies not cutting off the communication device because the bill can't be paid.
No, when you look at the governor's order 126.
Nothing.
No, subsection 7, Matthew. I'm so sorry. Subsection 7 says no municipality or any state agency can do anything that would interfere or impede with the achievement of that order.
Okay, so herein lies your next problem. Okay.
Wait, problem. Wait.
order that, yes, your problem is
Wait, it's not my problem anymore because, like, it's just a phone. Like, the problem is that there's going to be a case that's really hard against Salem County for holding my phone as evidence of a petty misdemeanor.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to explain to you, okay? The governor's order does not say that if somebody like yourself has been accused of a crime involving a cell phone, we're not going to give you the proceeds of that crime back until it's been court ordered by a judge.
Well,
You follow me?
all right. If that is the case, which I disagree with you, but if that is the case,
That's okay. Look,
listen. The only reason I'm sorry, Matthew.
I'm just saying that you've been accused.
The only reason I disagree with you is because subsection 7 in Order 126, and I strongly suggest you read this, states otherwise. But if that was the case, when is the process? Do I deserve due process?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know what due process is? I'm sure you do. You're in the prosecutor's office, right? You know what due process is, right?
Yes, I'm well aware of due process.
Right. And my phone has been held in limbo. And my phone has been held in limbo for nearly 4 weeks now, without any answers. Nobody knows. And when I call the police station, which they're supposed to have it, they just hang up on me and say, just wait. So where is due process there?
So your due process is part of the court process that you have to go through. What's your court date?
My court date has been moved due to this pandemic to June.
Okay. So if I was you, I wouldn't anticipate getting your phone back until at least June.
Until at least my court date?
Your phone, yes.
Okay. I have a question. I have a question for you here. How do you expect me to be prepared for my court date without the evidence that is on my phone of the alleged crime?
Okay. So in reference to that, okay, that's a question that you need to pose to your attorney.
No. I'm posing it right now to you guys. You guys, can you look up and tell me who is in charge of preparing my case in the prosecutor's office?
Oh, the answer is no one.
No. Well, I have a judge already, Whitcraft. So
yes,
I don't.
Yes, exactly.
Well, he won't. I can't get in touch with him.
Just listen to me here, okay? The charge that you have been charged with is not a case that my office would prosecute.
So that means
the charge that you have been charged with is a disorderly person's offense, which is heard in municipal court.
Okay.
So there's a municipal court prosecutor that will prosecute it. I do not know who that person is because they don't work for our office.
Okay, so what you're saying is if and when the property of mine gets turned over to somebody, it wouldn't even come to Salem County Prosecutor's Office?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
If and when the property that was taken away from me, my phone, cameras, if that was turned into somebody, it wouldn't be turned into the Salem County Prosecutor's Office.
Yes, I believe in our first conversation I told you that we would not be receiving custody of the phone because we don't have any prosecutorial issue with your case.
Okay, all right. My next question is so when they're done with having or obtaining my property at the police station, it would go to the court where I'm having my court date at, like Mid-Salem?
Yes.
All right.
Which is, well, hold on, just listen to me. So let me tell you what the process is on that, because I probably can answer a couple questions for you. So the troopers will retain the evidence, get it out. I don't know if it's going to come to our office for safekeeping. I don't know why it would, but it's, I guess, a possibility at this point. So the evidence would then show up to your court date. And then when you have your trial, that evidence would be produced at trial as evidence of whatever it was that you're accused of is against you in a court of law.
So I would have to, how would I be able to contact the Mid-Salem courthouse? Because every time I call there is a automated machine and I can't talk to anybody.
So I do not know the answer to that question. I don't know how the court system on the municipal level is working right now. The only thing I can tell you is, I mean, if you have an attorney, the attorney should be answering these questions. I should be getting your attorney fee.
Well, you know what? We have an attorney, and he's done a lot for us so far, but he's been getting neglected left and right by the police department and the court. So I'm doing this right now before we go further to find out what's going on. Because, listen, I know what the state police do. They are the goons. They're the lowest level of the government hired to go and handle the dirty work, and then it gets handled into a court. I understand that. So if there's an investigation going on, I don't expect people with a GED with a badge to be investigating it. That's not how it works. I understand this much, okay? So where's the investigation? I tried to get public records, Matthew, and I was denied public records because there was an ongoing investigation for a petty misdemeanor. There was no ballistics reports or no blood or DNA that had to be sampled and tested and lab results. There was nothing of that sort. So I don't understand how I'm being denied left and right. My property, body cam, and dash cam footage. It's not making any sense to me.
You're gonna get all that stuff as part of it.
As part of my discovery. I understand that, but I'm not trying to wait that long. It's public record.
Me to produce something that your attorney should be requesting.
My attorney has been requesting it. Nobody's been complying.
Okay. I can't make people comply. We don't have any supervisory role over the municipal court prosecutors or their cases for that matter.
All right, so the Salem County Prosecutor's Office can't just call over to the state police and say, "Hey, do you know what's going on with this?" That's all.
No, I would not. We would not get ourselves involved in something like that. It's not. It doesn't fall under our purview on that particular type of charge.
All right. I have one last question. It's the same question I had before. How do I get in contact with somebody from the Mid-Salem courthouse?
So I can tell you where the Mid-Salem court is, but I don't know. I can't answer that question because I don't know how people are getting in touch with the municipal courts right now.
Right, I'm getting in touch with you, so shoot.
Okay, so I can tell you. So if you go to Woodstown, okay, and they have their town hall. The court clerks are located on the back side of the town hall. It would actually be easier for you to drive. Like if you were going to go to the Woodstown, like the town, not the state police barracks, the town police in Woodstown, and walk in the back door of the borough hall. The court clerk's on the left-hand side as soon as you walk through the door.
Okay, and do you know if they're open?
I do not.
Oh, you don't have any open communication with them as the Salem County Prosecutor's Office?
I do not now.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks a lot, Matthew. I mean, I'm sorry it had to be like, you understand my stress that I'm under here.
So I get it. I just I think the one point I want you to walk away with this, Brian, is that your phones and cameras have been collected as evidence of whatever you've been charged as. So
right.
You're not going to get those back until the case is adjudicated because it has to be physically present in court when you go to trial.
But what I'm saying is charged with evidence or signed on warrant by a judge as evidence the same thing?
I'm sorry, you cut out there.
All right. The police can't charge it as evidence.
The police charge you.
The police can apply it as evidence, and then it's up to the judge to accept or deny a warrant on it, write off a warrant on it or not.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, you're right. But either way, you're not going to get that evidence back until the case has been adjudicated.
Well, I'm not going to start my case until I have my evidence. That's not their evidence. How can you take my property and say it's your evidence?
Because, okay, let's put it to you this way. If you had cocaine in your possession.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We're not going to give you the cocaine back and let you walk it into court and present it as your evidence in your case.
Okay. Now, all right, look at it from my side. If I had flour in my pocket, right? And then it was taken as evidence, and then when it goes to court, somehow there's cocaine in it. And it tests positive, and my bag of flour tests positive for cocaine. Now, Is that an equal scale?
I don't think. I think you're comparing apples to oranges.
No.
I mean, basically,
You're comparing a cell phone. You're comparing a cell phone to cocaine. Wait, you're comparing a cell phone to cocaine. So,
no,
I mean,
I'm saying evidence rules don't dictate us giving the defendant the evidence and asking them to take it into court.
I can't get high off of my cell phone. I don't understand.
No, I would agree with that, and I'm glad that you can't. I mean, what I'm saying
I'm
to you
glad
is
I can't either.
that's not the process that we operate. Okay, if the state police seized evidence in your case, they're going to retain that evidence, and then they are going to take it into municipal court for the hearing, and then they're going to use that evidence against you in the court. Now, you're right. The judge has the ability to say, you know what, this isn't relevant to the case, and throw it out. The judge also has the ability to return that phone or camera to you. But the state police aren't going to do that until the case has been heard by the judge.
All right, so you said that the court is going to use that evidence against me in court. What if they use it for me?
It could go both ways. Look,
well, it's going to go my way because I'm not taking a plea anyway. Like, I mean, we already agreed that we're going to go all the way, and we will make you guys decide whether you want to spend $20,000 on a trial.
Okay, well, I'll say it again. We don't have a dime in this.
Well, Mid-Salem court, I guess then. I don't know how the state police. I don't know how the state police gets involved when it goes to Mid-Salem court.
So I can answer that question for you.
Because I can answer it already. You don't have to tell me. Okay. It was because of the warden of the jail there. He's big. He's big thing. Kazuppo. Yeah, we already know about him. I already know.
Okay, well that's absolutely not what happened. So the state police in the area that they encountered you are the local police department.
No. No. Woodstown has their own station. Correct?
Okay, but you weren't in Woodstown. You were in Mannington Township.
Mannington Township, and Woodstown's in Mannington Township, correct?
No. Woodstown is its own borough, and then outside of surrounding Woodstown is a township called Pilot Grove.
Well, you see what happened.
And the township south of that is Mannington.
Okay, so you're saying it's in between both, yeah. So, see, I already know what happened because, the deputy warden called the warden, and the warden called the state boys, and they met up with him at a football field down the street on 45, and they talked to them, and it was a big conspiracy. So it's already over with in Salem County. I'm just wondering when I'm gonna get my phone back because it's not gonna be tried here. But I just want my property back, And I can't get answers from anybody.
That, Brian, is I can't give you anything I don't have.
Wow. So I'll have to inform the state police today that under Order 126, they need to release my, and then I have to.
My suggestion to you would be is to have your attorney identify the municipal court prosecutor.
I don't know why you guys are making us want to. You want us to add on fees to our attorney when this could be just handled as men. We have the attorney. There's proof of the attorney. They know about the attorney. They got the email from the attorney. But why would you guys just want to add on fees to the attorney? You go call the attorney. Why can't you guys say, hey, let's do the right thing, what the governor says,
Because, I don't agree with your interpretation of the governor's executive order.
Because you never read it?
No, because, I think that you're interpreting the governor's order in the incorrect manner.
Well, have you read it? I read it exactly through it, and I watched him speak about it, and he said the achievement of this executive order is to keep everyone communicated in this time of public emergency.
Okay, so, Brian, let me ask you a question. Are we communicating right now?
Yeah, I have to use my neighbor's phone. How disgraceful is that? I feel like an ass.
Okay, well, so here's my thing, okay? I'll say it one more time. I disagree with your interpretation of the executive order by the governor, and we can agree to disagree. Having said that, this is your attorney's responsibility. I can't act on your behalf. You understand that, right?
I'm not asking you to act on my behalf. I'm asking you to be the public servant that you are.
Okay, which I am 24/7, 365.
And I pay you.
I'll say it one more time. I can't give you anything I don't have. And my suggestion to you is for you to reach out to your attorney and and have him identify the municipal court prosecutor and contact that individual and engage the conversation.
All right, the municipal court prosecutor. Do you know that guy's name? By chance?
Not off the top of my head. No.
All right, Mid-Salem Municipal Court Prosecutor.
Yes. Yeah,
all right, thanks.
If you Google Mid-Salem, it should be Mid-Salem Court. The municipal court judge and prosecutor and clerk should all be on their website.
All right, great. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you being patient, understanding where I'm coming from and not just hanging up on me or being, immature or whatever, or tyrant about it. Like, I get that a lot from public servants.
Gotcha. I understand. Hey, look, you just want your stuff back. You think you're entitled to it, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't give you anything I don't have.
Right. Well,
I told you what the proper procedure is.
I know I'm entitled to it. Not just think, but I appreciate you taking the time and, trying to help me through this.
You got it.
Take it easy, buddy.
All right, you do the same.
See ya.
Bye.
Fucking Matthew.